Hello, hello, hello. Happy Friday, everybody. I hope everyone had a safe 4th of July. I hope everyone still has all their fingers and toes that they started the day with. Alrighty, I am just going to let the countdown go and I will see you guys back in 30 seconds. Happy day to all. Hello, hello. Michelle, not Michael. Thank you for making the live. How is everyone doing today? Happy Friday. Hello. I figured today we would just talk Sister Wives updates because there's a lot to talk about. The family has been fairly active on social media. A lot's been going on. We know that they were filming something in Wyoming. I think it's the family reunion that was alluded to several months ago by Mykelti, which Mykelti did not attend. What's up with that? You guys will have to let me know your thoughts. Let's start off with so Mykelti and Tony have announced that they're moving to North Carolina. I had assumed because both Mykelti and Tony's immediate families live in close proximity to where they're currently living now in Utah, I had assumed wrongfully that there's no way they would just up and leave like all of that support system, having 3 young kids unless there was like a really good reason, right? Maybe Tony got just like the job offer of all job offers. I have no idea. But during the last watch along that I watched, I don't know if it's the most recent one. I actually think it was the one prior. Um, Mykelti and Tony were talking about moving. They're in the process of showing their house, so they're trying to sell their house. And they were talking about how they had toyed with the idea of moving to Hawaii, and then they ended up deciding on North Carolina. So that to me means they just want to make a move, which is very Cody, right? Like this is a very Cody move. Actually, Fairchild, you took the words right out of my mouth. When has a Brown family member ever had a good reason to move? Fair, very fair. Oops. And more. Hello, hello, hello. Yes, Caroline, you saw a video of Mykelti dancing along to the YMCA. Can't remember where. So I had thought because over like at the beginning of the week is when Janelle, Christine, Madison were all reporting that they were in Wyoming. And then 4th of July, Mykelti had said that people were gathering in Wyoming, but she had intimated that or made it seem like she wasn't going. So I was like, oh, so she's not going to this family reunion, even though she had talked about it several months ago. Then Christine posts stories for 4th of July celebration. I thought they were in Wyoming. I'm like, oh, I guess Mykelti did make it. Well, it turns out no. That was 4th of July festivities in Provo, Utah. So okay. So let's take a look at some of the latest and greatest that have been going on social media. Let's just start off strong, you guys. We have Nacho Gate 2.0. Christine, they're on this road trip to Wyoming, and she posts a photo of her and David yet again eating nachos. Now, this is the nachos from the gas station from the book. I have a couple thoughts. I really I think Christine honestly has every right to stay petty. I've seen a lot of people like wish that she would move on. I thought it was funny the first time around. I found it less funny the second time around, but I support Christine's petty. Um okay, yeah, we're here for nacho drama. We're here for the nacho business. Yeah, good for her. She finally has a voice. Yeah. So for me, I was all about it the first time around, less about it the second time around. But what was interesting to me is that they went to the gas station. That was really savage. She's probably going to put in a nacho bar at her Airbnb with all the memorabilia. I had heard, speaking of her Airbnb, I had heard that she had gotten feedback about it kind of being weird to like plaster the walls with Sister Wives stuff. So maybe she was taking that stuff down. Who knows? But I do see they always post like the people that stay at their Airbnb. And my brother and his family just did a 2-week road trip of national parks and they spent time in Moab. Had I known they were going, I would have made them stay at the Airbnb and be my boots on the ground reporting live from the field. But they like rented an RV. They were very Janelle about it. But the it's so oh my gosh, the locale, the scenery, so beautiful. I actually do want to stay at the B&B. I would stay at Mary's B&B like around Halloween time for like the haunting aspect of it all. But I actually would want to stay at Christine's B&B. Besides, who looks good eating nachos? This isn't Bridgerton. Yeah. Christine can be as petty to Cody as she wants, but yes, the nacho reference is getting old. She can't let go of Cody. Not going to lie, the first few times it was funny, but now it just seems immature. I support the petty, but really, yeah, it's gonna have just how we are mixed in our. I'm actually very like, I love petty. I hashtag stay petty, my queens, but I'm like, is it played out? Is it played out? I don't know. And with you, Sarah, it was funny, but now it's like she's giving him control again because she seems to have a great life right now. Yeah, for sure. Haunted B&B is not for me. I will say, D, I did Mary's virtual tour she did of her B&B last Halloween. It was like $20 or something. It was a good time. I thought that it was so clever, um, priced right. I mean, we know that Mary has some issues with finding a reasonable price point for some of the things she peddles, but $20, it was like 2 hours long. Um, and she went through I am a huge history nerd, so I love like an old house and she has a lot of like her family heirlooms that date back to like pioneer times and I just found that really really interesting. Petty University, do you watch Swoop? I watch Swoop. $140 cameos from Cody with him saying peace and love from Cody Brown. Tanya, you make an excellent point. It lives forever in a book. Yep. So be petty, Christine. That is true. Yep. 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 I agree. So We had early on this week, I think it was like July 1st or 2nd, Christine and Janelle were both posting that they were in Wyoming. Um, Janelle said she was with Maddie and the kids. I don't know if we saw photos of any other kids besides Maddie. So unclear, but we do know that right after Garrison passed away, McKelty did mention on her Patreon that there was going to be several events held to memorialize him and celebrate his life. And one of those things was a planned family reunion that was going to be happening in Wyoming. And that just happened. We know Cody was spotted at different places in Wyoming with Robyn and several of their kids, but McKelty was not there. And it's always so interesting. Something will happen where it makes me go, is there like some beef somewhere? And then so like McKelty, why are you up and moving from your children away from both sets of their grandparents? Um as someone who moved my kids, well, my son wasn't born yet, but moved my daughter away from my parents, like that is a really hard decision to make and you don't make it lightly. So to hear that they kind of were like, do we want to go to Hawaii? Do we want to go to North Carolina? Like the culture around just uprooting your entire life is so bizarre to me. I can't fully wrap my head around that, but it is like the Brown family culture, right? So it's I want Robyn to be called a liar in each show. I'm also a history nerd, a law nerd, and a tech nerd. We have the Alec Baldwin trial starting next week, you guys. Oh my gosh. If you are a law nerd and you watch the legal mumbo jumbo on YouTube, we're busy. We got Karen Reed second season, possibly. There's a hearing at the end of July, so this train is just keep on trucking. What's new, peeps? What's new, you guys? My daughter's fifth birthday party is tomorrow, so her birthday's on Monday. But this is her first birthday party where she's having like her friends from school come, and she's so excited. So we're getting prepared for that. I'm so excited for her. Um, Cody was petty, vindictive, and unfair with Christine for years. She can do whatever she wants now. I think the most petty thing Cody did was expect her to stay he can continue to have intimate marriages with other wives, but once he deemed he wouldn't have one with her, that meant that she was going to be celibate and alone for the rest of her life. Yeah, eat those nachos, Christine. Eat those nachos. And sorry, I just spilled Diet Coke all over myself. I think Christine has only posted the nachos things 3 times. The problem is people keep very good point and talking about it, so it seems like she's done it more. That's true. We do, I will take it and post it on my Instagram. Someone will send it to me. It'll get reposted in my Facebook group. Someone else, maybe they won't see that post, so they'll post it. It gets posted a couple times. So yeah, you're absolutely right. Does make it seem like it is happening a lot more. But I think Christine also is just like in her effort era and is like, she knows that we kind of just live for petty. And so she's give the people what they want. Oh, brown eyed girl, I'm JT. Last time I uprooted my life, it involved eHarmony and bad judgment. Well, I moved with my husband, who I met on Tinder, so I feel you. I feel you. Good. The party theme is bluey. but like also like pink with daisies and let me show you guys her. Hold on. If I have it on my phone. So it's just like, oh. So just kind of like that's the vibe. So I am so excited. I don't know about another 9 weeks of Lally. EDB better do some 2 times zooming. I would often watch Lawyer You Know after EDB, and he would play like just the critical moment. He does really good. He just hit 400,000 subscribers. Congratulations to them. And Chavi, hello. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is my friend from college. Hi, Chavs. Um, but anyways, he speeds through the lollygagging of it all. So yeah, time does fly. It's got to be hard for Christine to have McKelty move. She really wanted to be near the grandberry babies. Yeah. Yes, Jamie, Lawyer You Know will get you through lickety split. Oh my goodness. Matt is the Bruins fan. He is the Bruins fan, and that makes him the perfect guy. Should have picked the Bruins fan. Always pick the Bruins fan. Christine is a great marketer. She knows nachos are going to get a lot of attention. That is true. I just watched a video on this concept, and I guess it's like really popular on TikTok, this concept of rage baiting. This Hannah Alonso, I think maybe like a month ago, did a video on this. And it's really interesting. It's kind of like the concept that any engagement or engagement by any means necessary. So if you have people in your comments liking or disliking, watching, people that and this is just a fact, people that don't like you will tend to watch your videos longer because typically they're looking for any kind of misstep you make or messed up thing you might say. They're looking for that, so they will watch you. Sometimes they will rewatch you. You get a lot of traction from quote haters, right? People try to capitalize off that. I'm not saying that's what Christine is doing here, but I saw this topic discussed called rage baiting, and apparently it's particularly popular to do on TikTok. There's a lot of TikTok content creators that rage bait, and it's just they kind of say outlandish things. They do outlandish things, and it's all in an attempt to trigger the algorithm. How can they try the case again when Proctor was yeeted? Good. That is the ultimate question. But if you guys saw Paul O'Keefe's interview, uh, they kind of, I feel like they kind of have to retry the case, right? Like how this family is so convinced that Karen Reed did this, and I have thoughts on all this. I think I'm gonna have to do a Sarah Spills video, but they are so convinced that Karen Reed did this. How would they accept? And they think like Proctor has been like unfairly railroaded. I mean, good lord. How can they allow if the DA's office asks them like, "Hey, this is going to be really hard." I don't think that they're going to say no, like don't do it. They want full steam. They want to exonerate the Alberts and the McCabe's. Can we please take a walk down Kavanaugh Park? Oh, Chavs. I feel bad for Officer O'Keefe's family, but who knows what they were told by the DA. Yeah, and they clearly have been, like, sucked into the Alberts and the McCabe's. They're very much, like, under their thumb. So and this is I couldn't watch Paul's interview. I feel so bad for that family. They need someone to blame. I honestly, this is gonna sound messed up, and so I fully realize that. I have almost lost all sympathy for the O'Keefe family. I feel bad for the children. I feel bad, obviously, for his family, but I am starting to question um their motives in wanting to see Karen convicted. Do they want to see justice for their brother or son, or do they just want revenge on this woman they've come to hate? Because like MJC says, the coroner even said his injuries didn't match him being run over. How do you sit in this trial every single day watching this testimony and not question your conviction that Karen Reed is guilty? There is at least reasonable doubt, right? The literal experts, the accident reconstructionists that were hired by the FBI said that it defied the laws of physics what the prosecution was alleging happened. So there was I have to look up this case because you know what? I have to make a Sarah Spills video about this, about my feeling, because I have feelings about the O'Keefe family, and I feel bad for almost I'm almost annoyed by them. And it's like, I'm annoyed by a victim's family. Like, that's a messed up thing to say. But you watch this trial, and I thought maybe I'm perceiving Paul O'Keefe wrong. I don't know him. Maybe he just has resting bitch face. I have resting bitch face. I don't know. But then he confirmed in this interview he did that, yeah, he was trying to like mentally mess with Karen during the trial. That seems pretty messed up. And then we see his mom at one point like threw up her hands, is making gestures at the defense, almost like mocking the defense attorneys. And it just seems in such bad taste to me. I don't know. This is not a clear-cut case. It's so it's not like Karen Reed was caught holding the gun, you know? And so it's like, ah. I saw his brother's interview. He said they knew she did it the next day because she went upstairs and left. Wow, no evidence she hit him. Yeah. And I've noticed, because I watch copious amounts of Dateline, people have very different trauma responses. And I think personally, from what I believe in this case happened, I think she was genuinely very confused because she was blackout drunk from the night before as to what happened. I think she thought she could have hit him. I think it took a while. I think it took hours until she realized that could not be the case. And then she saw the injuries on his body. Then she saw um all these other things. So everyone holding like her initial reactions against her, I think is a little unfair, especially since like most of the people that we're dealing with here state's witnesses and Paul O'Keefe all have DUIs under their belt. So I mean, let's not be in glass houses throwing stones here, condemning Karen Reed for being hazy the morning after a night of drinking. Now, I don't think we're ever going to know what really happened to this man, and that is the biggest travesty here. Because Michael Proctor just did not do his due diligence. I think the family wants justice so bad they are blind to the facts. I think part of it could be that the mom and the brother realize that if Karen doesn't go to prison for this, nobody's going to go to prison for this. So it has to be Karen. They have to make it Karen, right? Our society doesn't have deductive reasoning or critical thinking skills anymore. Love Dateline and IDTV. I do too. Lacey, this is an excellent point. They both have resting bitch face, but the victim is being forgotten in all of it, which I think is his point. And that is so sad. This case has become sort of a circus, right? Like there is definitely this social media movement trying to expose Canton corruption and Massachusetts state police corruption. And are these victims getting forgotten? Sandra Birchmore. Then we have Anna Walsh. Anna Walsh was allegedly murdered by her husband. I think his name is Brian. Michael Proctor was the lead investigator on that case. Most of the circumstantial condemning evidence against this guy are Google searches. And now we have this prosecutor, Lally, telling us we can't always trust Google searches. What the heck? Yeah, you can't. Sandra, you are exactly right. Turtle Boy claims AJ and United told John O'Keefe's mother they wanted justice for her son too. And she said, no, you just want Karen Reed to get away with it. And I thought that was rude. If true, I'm on the fence about Turtle Boy. I think he's incredibly abrasive and aggressive, and he will go to lengths I would never go to. But I don't think this case would have gotten the attention. I don't think this case would have attracted the likes of Alan Jackson without a Turtle Boy making it so in your face. So yeah, are his methods good? Not always. No. And I think he has a trial coming up for his witness intimidation. Thank you, Patricia. Inconclusive about what happened and who could be at fault. Victims of their own doing or someone else really guilty of foul play. Yeah. Chris, we are talking about the Karen Reed case. It's pretty much all I can think about until we start season 19. Let us move on. So then this is from the 4th of July parade that Christine was posting about in her stories. So we see Aspen, McKelty, Truly. I think Peyton was also photographed or he appeared in one of the stories. So Christine was with her kids back in Utah. And I think that I saw Janelle posting from North Carolina. So I think she went back to North Carolina with Maddie. And then Janelle posted a lovely photo of Gabe, Logan, Hunter, and a bunch of their friends, Logan's wife, Michelle, all celebrating with the Vegas crew. Hi, Bubs. When is season 19 breaking? I think we're going to get the announcement this month because they usually announce it this number. Oh, my husband is currently Matt, you can abandon that. We can go another route. I got this like number 5 cutout that I'm gonna put balloons in, and I don't think it's gonna I may have done it backwards. Oh no. It's okay. We will go a different route. Let's just abort mission. Let's pivot, go a different route. We will figure something else out. Oh no. Matt, Brown Eyed Girl MJD says hi. Oh, Matt says hi. All right. Yes, McKelty was in the parade pic. Look, it's just a reunion of all my friendos. All right. All right. The best revenge is for Christine to just be happy. But even with and Cody is so hypocritical because he would say things like, um, if Christine is really happy, why does she have to be shit talking me or whatever? When literally that's like all he does. Does Gabe live in Vegas? I don't know. That would be honestly, I think that would be really good for him if he did. I think being around his brothers would be really healthy for him. Um, so I'm not sure if he's living in Vegas or not. We'll have to keep our eyes peeled for more clues. Oh, Nody, you say Flagstaff. I think Savannah and Gabe have been considered. Savannah, Gabe, and Gwen have been considered Flagstaff kids. So I cracked up when Christine posted the gas station where she got nachos that gross Cody out. She was hilarious. Also, I love the fact that that was at like 6 o'clock in the morning. It's like airport rules. You want to go have a beer at 7 a.m. because you have a flight to catch? It doesn't matter. It's the airport. There are no rules. That's like you're on a road trip and you just happen across the gas station that your husband wrote about you in a book. Get the nachos. It doesn't matter that it's 6 o'clock in the morning. Yes, I think Gabe would do well to be by Logan. We'll see. I hope he did leave. I think it would be healthy for him. But then Gwen's married. So Gwen kind of putting down roots in Flagstaff, even aside from Cody makes sense. But where like what's Savannah spending the summer in North Carolina, but does she plan to go back to Flagstaff after? Janelle's pretty much splitting her time between Flagstaff and North Carolina. So I don't know. It's nice, honestly, it's nice that Janelle is able to kind of just be with each of her kids, that she doesn't have to like she has the freedom to just kind of spend time there, spend some weeks in Flagstaff filming for the show, and then that gives her the freedom to kind of just spend time with all of her kids wherever they end up. I think Robyn made Cody write that in the book to humiliate Christine. I wouldn't put it past Robyn. I think she was extremely jealous and that petty. Yeah. One thing that I think that Robyn never got over with Christine is that the kids all loved Christine. When you talk about a sister wife being like a mom to your kids, that was true for Christine, and Mary and Janelle's kids all viewed Christine as a mom. But that was never the case for Janelle, or I'm sorry, for Robyn. And I'm going to talk about this in a video that I'm going to have out tomorrow, because Ben, Cody's nephew, just reacted to season 1, episode 3, where they're planning like a birthday party for Robyn. And he makes a comment like, how weird is it to have your teenage daughters planning a surprise party for your girlfriend? So uncomfortable. Let's talk more about like what did you guys think of this filming? I think my one of my last videos I made I was talking about Dayton, like where is Dayton? What's going on with Dayton? Dayton clearly doesn't want to be super featured on the show anymore, which how is that going to play out? Because Cody's whole thing and the reason why he's giving Robyn so much praise and has her up on this pedestal is because Robyn has gotten her children in line, hook, line, and sinker. And look, bows may be trendy right now. I get it. And I love a bow. I love a bedazzled hair clip. You guys see me with all my headbands. I love bedazzled everything. Bedazzle a bow, I'll wear it. Would I pair it with a pale pastel dress like this? No. Do I think Aurora looks like an oversized toddler? Yeah. So it's a look. Um so this very much looks like a family going to Easter Sunday service to me. I've been to plenty of Easter Sunday services and that's what the vibe I'm getting is. But I think this picture was taken when they were out and about filming for the show. So we will see this eventually, but it is important to note that Ariella is 8 years old right now, and, she is going to be 9 come January. I think Solomon's gonna be 14 in October, 13 or 14 in October. No, Truly just turned 14, so he'll be turning 13. So these are the, quote, "tender-aged kids." So they're not so tender-aged anymore. But of course, the show is 2 years behind, so this is clearly filming for season 20, which who knows when we will see that. When was the last time we really saw Dayton on the show other than a sad comment on the motorbikes? Yeah, he'll sometimes he'll be in like background shots, but he's not on the show at all. Like I think one of the last times we really saw him was when um they allowed Mary to come over after she was deemed acceptable to come over. Then Dayton was like, oh, remember Dayton got like all choked up, like he was so excited to see like another human. You can see the camera crew at the end of the street. It looks like we're made to go back and rewalk the street. One time I was at a bar when Real Housewives of Beverly Hills was filming, and that was such a funny thing to watch them set that up. They set up the arrivals took I want to say like an hour to coordinate, and it was Lisa Rinna meeting up with someone. I didn't watch the show at the time. This was like 5 or 6 years ago. And she was meeting up with someone to talk. So it was just two of them. It was at this restaurant bar called the River Rock, and which doesn't exist anymore. But anyways, and then they had them coming out of their cars, and they did that a couple times. Like it was really interesting to see like TV magic, in the making. The bow in the hair is not becoming on a 20-something-year-old woman. Robyn is trying to stifle their growth so Cody will still think they're children in the house as opposed to adolescents. Yeah, if you look at like historically, like Chanel always does a lot with bows, always does a lot with like black and tweed and bows and just that very like I am personally, I love a Peter Pan collar. I love like a bow collar. I love stuff like that. But yeah, it's all in how you style stuff like that. And I'm not here to like rag on Aurora's style whatsoever, but like the complete ensemble does not look very different than Ariella, who's 8 years old. That's It's sad how emotionally stunted these children are. It really is. I know one of the Beverly Hills camera guys production is horrible about giving the crew meal break. Ooh, hot tea about Real Housewives. Yeah, they were there for like 3 or 4 hours, I want to say. And the amount that they actually filmed was probably like 20 or 30 minutes worth of content, like that they actually, and I don't even know if that made it onto the show. I'll have to go back and try to see, because if it did, it was probably like 30 seconds worth of show content. You're right. Chanel does chic tiny bows, not little house bows. That's true. And with Bridgerton being so hot right now, like bows are kind of, they are a thing. Like, truthfully, you go to Target, bows are everywhere. Bows are everywhere. When I think trendy, I don't think Aurora. I think she does the best she can. I've heard she has quite the interesting Pinterest. I'll have to go check it out. I once went on Robyn's Pinterest. Of all the social media to still have, I don't know if Pinterest is really considered social media, but of all the internet b- boards to participate in, they still participate in Pinterest. And Robyn, the time I went on Robyn's, it was like weird quotes for dating, like bodybuilding and fitness tips for dating. It was like bizarre stuff. Bye, Chops. Have a good night. Say hello to the little one for us. Yes, Gina, I remember that Robyn said one of the girls are dating last season. I wonder if we will all see the girls dating. I hope so, but I hope like authentic, not Aurora getting her ears pierced. I want like uh I mean, authentic and reality TV doesn't really go hand in hand, but I want it to be less obviously contrived. I was at a family birthday party over the weekend, and one of the girls in her 20s was wearing one of these bows, but with a dress more fitting to a 20-year-old, and I am in Ireland. Yeah, so I think it is all in how you style. My daughter is in her early 20 and loves bows. The prairie dresses are coming back into style for that age group also. I did see a reel of someone at Target, like going, Target, what is going on? And it was all these like prairie dresses. It was definitely giving like FLDS like vibes for sure. Currently stalking McKelty's Instagram. Feel free to report back. Currently stalking McKelty's Pinterest. Ah, typo. Ha ha ha. I don't think anyone in Robyn's house is trendy. Have you thought about reviewing their Oprah episode? I think the gal that does seniors perspectives is going to look at it. Robyn talked about it in the book. There is an update clip post Vegas. Oh, I'll have to go back and check it out. Yeah, I think it's Senior Perspective does book club with James, I believe. So yeah, I'll have to check that out. Thank you for the tip. I don't wanna see any of this style coming back. Are we talking the 1800s? This is how I'm feeling about seeing all these 90s styles coming back. I mean, some of them I'm down for, but some of them, like, I please do not bring back low-rise jeans. I have had 2 kids. There is no amount of Zep bound that is going to make it so that I can look decent in low-rise jeans. Like, let's just not. I love a high-waisted pant. Or I'm not gonna be trendy. And that's okay too. That's okay too. The picture looks like Brianna has Cody's hair. It does look like that. That's funny. There is this Reddit. I'm not a I haven't joined that subreddit, but it always pops up in like my feed and it's like confusing perspectives. And it's like pictures that like where it's like 2 people, but it looks like one set of arms is like the other person's arm. So it's stuff like that. It's really funny. This could be in that. Sarah, is James covering season 19 with you and Amanda? Yeah, as far as I know. Honestly, people's Pinterest say a lot about them. That's true. Mine is all like baby shower planning because that's where I went to get like baby shower ideas. Actually, I don't know what's on my pin. Oh, or I also look on Pinterest for like nail designs and food recipes as well. I dressed like this in the late 80s, early 90s. As did I, because that was when I was born in 1987. So when I was like 4 years old in the 90s, yeah, I would have definitely had this look. No to the booty crack when you sit down. And oh my God, if the whale tail makes a comeback, just no. Immediately no. No, no, no. But what I will buy is a Juicy Couture tracksuit because like you have to. I love more Sarah, not less, and the OG3 is so fun. Y'all have a different take. Thank you. All young girls I see have dresses on that aren't much longer than shorts are. Just saying as Aurora's not looking her age. Well, at least McKelty can't say because like McKelty we saw McKelty get reamed for what she was wearing on the show. And she was wearing like a shirt, a tank top over like another tank top or a tank top over a t-shirt. Definitely was not risque at all. And I remember when McKelty reacted to the ear piercing thing, the ear piercing scene, she was really like hurt. You could tell that she was hurt. And she was like I think she said something like this shouldn't have been filmed. Like it bugged her that like these kids are getting experiences that she never got. In fact, it's like quite the opposite. She went on to talk about how like awful and not and just heathenistic Cody thought piercings were. So Lori, I like your stance. I'm 65. Fashion was once important to me, but not anymore. Been there, done that. Yeah. Give me a sweatshirt, some slippers, and a pair of yoga pants. And I'm pretty much good to go. Yeah, if low rise jeans come back, I'm going to need a Ozempic or a truck to make that work. Long live mid rise skinny jeans. Yes. Yes. Please, Levi's. Hear the people. Hear the people. The constant shirt tug. We were always out of dress code. So many dress code violations. I couldn't find the Oprah episode today. Then again, I don't have a subscription to own. No lows rise jeans for me. I feel like they're loaded with something or falling off, and that's with the belt. Yeah. Oh, Oprah's website also has Cody and Robyn's wedding photos. Juicy on the rear. That is a throwback. Yeah. And oh, did you guys see that the Limited 2 is going to be releasing something? I don't know if it's going to be like adult clothes. I hope so. But boy, oh boy, is that some nostalgia that just makes my heart so happy. 7-year-old me getting a Limited 2 gift certificate for my birthday. I thought I was the shit. Oh my God. The Quaker factory clothes. Oh my goodness. The Girl Next Door Next Level podcast needs to do a Juice Couture collab tracksuit. Just saying, for all the 90s gals, yes. And now that I can fit into you know what? I'm going to go buy one, because for so long I was like, I wanted one, but like plus size is, there's not a lot of options for us plus size gals. And so I just never bought one, but now I'm like, maybe I could make it work. I could make an XL work. I'm just waiting for Ed Hardy to make a comeback. Oh my God, that and Von Dutch. The second Von Dutch makes a comeback, goodbye, good night. Then we will have come full fashion circle since I've been an adult. That is for sure. All right. Have a good weekend. Yeah, we'll see you Monday. I never wore low-rise jeans. I always had to have too much junk in my trunk. I have too much junk in my front. That's where I carry my weight. And so I always, hitting my microphone. I always love a good all-in-one high waist, suck it all in. Love a Spanx. God bless Spanx. I thought they were doing renewal vows. That's what I've always thought. That's 1 week I won't watch. Yeah. A while ago, Cody did a cameo where he was saying they had just filmed something special. So that led me to believe that it was some sort of vow renewal. So I would not be surprised if that's what we see. I was so cool with my Limited 2 zip off pants in middle school. Hell yes. Thank you so much. Thank you. Check the Kohl's website because I got a pair of juicy sweatpants for steal. Oh my God, I'm gonna go. I gotta go. Oh. Oh, high cortisol is junk in the front. Uh-oh. I'm due for blood work. That is for sure. In your golden years, you will have to go with comfort. Yep, for sure. Else you may have to yell, I've fallen and I can't get up. I have to wear shoes with good tread so I don't trip on a curb. Oh my gosh. I literally just getting in the shower today. The shower head was not like all, it was kind of like pointing out. So like water got a little on the, I almost like ate shit. Luckily, I only hit my knee, which is going to be a lovely bruise tomorrow. And I'm wearing a dress for my daughter's birthday party, but whatever. Whatever. But yes, fallen and can't get up. I'm not interested in that. If they went to Dollywood and were filming and were told not to oh, really? Check your high blood sugar level, Sarah. Please do a full checkup. Thank God I did. They found I have PCOS. Oh, okay, Lizzie. I was when I started on Manjaro, I was pre-diabetic. I am not. My last set of blood work, which I did like a couple months ago, I get a full metabolic panel. I was no longer well, I think once you reach like pre-diabetic, um, I you are always considered pre-diabetic. I don't know. Once you're diabetic, you're always considered diabetic, even if you fall out of that range, I think. But anyways, Um, my A1C is no longer in the pre-diabetic range, but I am definitely keeping an eye on all of my blood sugars and all of that. Thank you so much, Lisa. Thank you very much. I will pass along the message. Have them look at your vitamin D too. My vitamin D is low. I take vitamin D. I take vitamin D. I take vitamin B12. I take magnesium. I am like, when everyone came for Cody and his supplements, I don't have mine on my counter like that, but I do take a lot of supplements. Yes, vitamin D is so important. And actually, you guys know how my daughter has bowed legs. She we just thought, because we were told for years she was going to grow out of it. Like a lot of kids have bowed legs when they're toddlers. Well, she wasn't growing out of it. And so we started to go to see an orthopedist. And after like 2 or 3 trips to the orthopedist, he's like, her growth plates look kind of weird, or like not, they're not typical. I think he said the word typical. A doctor is not going to call you weird. That's just my terminology. And then he said what her legs look like is consistent with rickets. I was like, "What? What? Rickets? Like, this is not the 1920s. Like, she has been on fortified milk and formula and all the, like, what are you talking about?" But yeah, she was severely vitamin D deficient because she's also has a genetic mutation that causes her to excrete more phosphorus than she retains. So she has to take this medication, Crysvita, that's like super expensive. And she takes vitamin D every day. But her legs are starting to straighten out. So she is just right on, keep on trucking. Okay. Thank you, Sarah. Once you're diabetic, you are diabetic. You can control it with exercise and diet, but you still have it. Okay. Thank you for confirming that. That's how I always understood it. I had my second bout of COVID last week. Oh, I hope you're feeling better. And I'm so happy I'm on vitamin D. I'm genetically low, but I get it tested. Yeah. I have I my both my husband and I, we both take vitamin D. My daughter obviously takes vitamin D. It's important. Insulin resistance. Oh, I'm so sorry, Lizzie B. All right, you guys, let us wrap up for the evening. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. This was kind of a weird Friday because it kind of felt like a Monday a little bit, but because, if you're in the United States, you probably had the day off yesterday. All right. I will see you guys I'm going to have a video out tomorrow, and I will see you live on Monday. I think it's my turn to moderate that one. I believe. I'll have to double check though, but we'll all be there. All right. Have a good weekend, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.